Hello, this is a message to my Laguna friends in Laguna Beach. Um, for those of you that know me, I went to school there from preschool all the way through high school. And I have a lot of friends there. Times have changed, and I'm going to be coming to Laguna. And I wanted to announce that I'm doing a free talk at the old St. Catherine's School, which is now the Laguna Beach Recreation Department. A free talk on my experiences um, as a younger man in Laguna Beach. And I'm going to just share with you all my website real quick. And I know that a lot of people, have get triggered in these trying political and exopolitical times when we talk about what's going on the planet. It's a very challenging thing. So this is my website for those of you who want to have an open mind and want to research a little, thepromiserevealed.net. I live here. Uh, um, Let me go back uh, on this mountain here. This is a famous picture of a contactee in 1952 who went aboard a spaceship. I'm doing a conference this summer. That's not what I'm talking about, but you can check out, I was on TV. I've done a lot of different things in my unique genre. And for those of you from Laguna, this is me at Kelly Aikens, the incredible artist who babysit me when I lived on Ninth Street, when I lived on between 9th and 8th on Virginia Way in South Laguna. So that's at his booth there. So you can read about me and the the upcoming, what I'm going to be talking about. But I thought I would just I would share with you. I'm doing this talk in Laguna, and I'll just keep it real simple. I'll just read it to you, this little document, and I'll share with you the uh, information that my friend and I um, are choosing to share. We're going doing what I call a little Venus tour. We're calling it the two Venusians. So, um, you know, I know a lot of people are very upset and actually get triggered by the information and what happened to me in Laguna Beach. So I'll give a brief history. I worked with a gentleman named Dr. Fred Bell for many, many years. I met him in high school um, when um, a girl named, I think it was Lisa Brady, uh, told me I was in the quad there. And I was talking about pyramid. She goes, I know the Pyramid Man. So that's on my website. But so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be sharing some information um, about our contact experience. That's going to be at the Laguna Beach Recreation Department, right? After Victoria Beach, if you're heading south at 30516 South Coast Highway at on April 8th from 5 to 8 p.m. If you have to work and come late, go ahead. But basically, um, I've had physical contacts with different extraterrestrials throughout my life. I know it's going to be hard for people to really grasp that, but keep an open mind because things are changing and all of the things they're going on the planet right now are coming to a head. And this is not about believing in extraterrestrials. This is not like following some sort of cult or agenda. This is the truth of my experience, along with my friend Dr. Raymond Keller, who's written about 11 books on Venus. We're not allowed to sell anything at the event, but we're going to be sharing information. We're going to be showing extraordinary evidence of extraterrestrials. Um, even have information if you go to that page with Kelly, you can see pictures of a moon-based commander. Her face has to be blacked out, but there's other Venusians I have met and talked to, and they're just like us. And so we're here to help you understand what's going on. There's a lot of universal discord and anxiety on the earth now, but it is going to come to an end at some point in the not too distant future. For if you have an open mind, you would like to listen to actual video and voice recorded messages of the Venusians, um, we'll be sharing those. And then we're going to take questions and answers. My friend lived on Venus for 2.5 months. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. NASA's lying. There's a lot of things that are going on, and this is really more of a spiritual message than it is trying to get you to believe anything. So um, there's so many things that we can discuss in terms of politics, the lies, you know, um, what some people call the disclosure. It's never going to come from the governments. It's going to come from our space friends themselves. You know, uh, we'll talk about why they're here, why the governments are lying, the spiritual side, and the implications of first contact. And we'll even talk about spaceships in the Bible. Oh my goodness, let's get all the religious people triggered. I know a lot of people I've shared we're going to be sharing a Gospel of Thomas written by a friend of mine, and that's on my website. You can check it out. But I thought I would uh, just share that. And I just spoke to someone. I don't know if any of you guys remember the old days when the sawdust was just a bunch of, let's say, it was just a bunch of trees, and all the people at the sawdust would simply um, set their booths up. So I'm going to share. I'm going to share pictures of there was a wonderful airbrush artist, and her name was Luna. So I want to share these pictures because it's a blast from the past, and I'm talking to my friends in Laguna. So check this out. I was hanging out. For those of you who remember the old hippie days, back when Timothy Leary lived in town, and the Brotherhood of Eternal Love there was across from Taco Bell. And of course, we had the Love Animals, Don't Eat 'Em, and the hippie people right in there. And there was uh, some airbrush artists in town. Of course, John Chaney, Star Shields, John's wife Peggy, and this girl named Luna. So um, I did some modeling for her and her shirts. It was pretty fun, and I wanted to share these with me when I was younger. And this is the sawdust was barely, let's just call it barely functioning on one level there. So there's some pictures of me at the sawdust. So I'm an old Laguna guy, and I'm hoping, you know, for those who are free and think, put it on your calendar, April 8th, and maybe come and visit and learn something or question us. We don't mind critical questions of doubt and because there's a lot of confusion going on. And I was very honored. So those of you who knew the Pyramid Man, Dr. Frederick William Bell, his father, his great uncle invented the telephone, and his father invented the automatic transmission and the alternator for Henry Ford. His name was Alan Bell. So Fred Bell grew up on Henry Ford's hemp farm. He made an entire car out of hemp. And of course, they didn't like Henry Ford because he wanted to use hemp oil instead of oil and the dirty, filthy thing. The elite money people, the Rockefellers, the J.P. Pierpont Morgan, and uh, uh, the newspaper magnate guy who did all the articles to get people not to like marijuana, Hearst. So they did a campaign and they outlawed marijuana. And then World War II came, and then they did movies like Hemp for Victory, how important it is. It obviously is the highest quality paper that we can have. And a lot of stuff there. So Fred Bell worked at NASA on Apollo 1. He studied uh, physics. He was taken from high school at 16, or he was actually going to the University of Michigan studying physics, studying the shock wave, the atomic bomb, and the linear accelerator, a small one in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He was taken to ROTC and went to school in Santa Barbara, where I went. Um, and he became a PhD in physics at the age of 17. By the time he was 20 years old, he was working and developing the world's top radar set, the ANFS P-38 at Point Reyes, California. And in 1963, you remember the Cuban Missile Crisis. They were coming down over California and they were vectoring straight down to the Cuban Missile Crisis to watch it because the Venusians are our friends and guardians. They're the closest planet, our sister planet, and there's a long history. They've had an ongoing civilization there for 24 million years. So they're very advanced. And the messages that they're sharing is that as you are, we once were. So we have much to learn from them. And they do have advanced technology, um, but our spiritual awareness has um, been exceeded by our lust for power and greed. And there's a lot of complication stuff in there. I'm not going to go into politics and the cover up, but let's just say the good forces have been working like Wizard of Oz behind the curtain to battle for the souls and for the people of Earth. And most people know me, I'm not really religious in a secular sense, but the Bible says we wrestle with principalities and powers, not with flesh and blood. And I'll also say that we're not alone. We never have been alone and never will be alone. So we've been hidden from this truth because we must develop on our own. And the earth, unfortunately, used to be, and I say used to be because those ancient covenants have expired, um, been ruled by, let's call them spiritual or higher dimensional administrators of the Father's kingdom. There is order in the universe. And these were fallen angels. Let's call them seraphim, cherubim, Ophanhim, and Elohim. These beings sided with what is known as the Luciferian rebellion or the Satanian, you know, I don't want to get too deep into that now, but all those myths, and there's many things in our history. You look at ancient aliens, they're pushing hard to get it out, but the governments will never release it because they're very complicit in some very, very evil things. And as far as that goes, I'll just say there's some elite families that think they have the right to own the world and to depopulate the planet. And they're not really human. Let's just call them hybrids. So we're going to be sharing the importance of the spiritual aspect of connecting to God, whatever you conceive him to be. For those of you who are atheists, I mean, you might come for the curiosity of the information uh, of the spaceships and stuff. So we'll be sharing videos. I was granted an interview um, back east in 2019. And you can look at my website. I'll have some other videos, but I just wanted to say, go Laguna. Maybe we'll see you. You might know my sister better than me, Wendy Potter. I call her the mayor of Laguna, even though she's been moved to Florida for some years now. But she's very social. And I want to thank all my friends who might be considering coming. And for those of you who are interested, maybe we'll see you on April 8th. Okay. And information's on thepromiserevealed.net. And I'm going to post this on my Facebook page. I have a personal page. I have a Robert Potter public page, and I have a Mount Shasta Summer Conference page. So um, maybe we'll see you guys all on April 8th. Anyway, uh, go artists, go breakers. All right. Uh, thank you all for taking the time, and I would love to see you all there. Anyway, I'll uh, I'll sign off for now. So Rob Potter and Mount Shasta coming through Laguna on a little tour I'll be talking in Joshua Tree, Sedona, Arizona, as well as a big conference in San Francisco. So the tour starts on the 4th in San Francisco, and we end up in Sedona on the 12th. All right. See you guys, maybe.